Okay, I first started coming here when a friend of mine invited me for her baptism, and then I started coming after that. It was right after my husband had died. But then a few months after I started coming, I decided that I was going to try this tithing that I kept hearing about. And it was really a step of faith for me. I decided to do it, and so the first time I did it, I prayed over my checkbook, and I wrote the tithe checks, which I do that first now all the time. I never subtract as I go along. I just pay it, and then when I get all done, then I subtract it, and it comes out fine. I have money left over. And in the natural, I don't think I could do that, but anyway, it works. And then a little over a year ago, I had seen an email, and it had something to do with a little girl wanting some pearls, and some cheap pearls, and she got to buy them, and she really loved them. And her dad kept trying to get her to give them to him. And she said, "Oh no, Daddy, I can't do that." Finally, one day he came in there to tell her good night, and she was crying, and she held out the pearls to him. And when she did that, he gave her a real set of pearls. And the moral to that was that if you can give up something you really like, God will give you something better. So I gave up chocolate, which I had, so I haven't had that for over a year. And within a couple of weeks after I did that, I got a check for $535 from my mortgage company for whatever reason. And so I thought, well, this is good, you know. And so just recently, I got my economic stimulus check, and I tithed off of that. And I got a performance award from work, so I tithed off of that. And then I gave a little money to the Southeast campus. About a week after that, I got a check from my mortgage company again for $608. And they said they'd overcharged me on the closing on my house of $500. And so they paid me that and the interest. So I thought, well, I've got to keep this ball rolling, so I've tithed off of that now. And that brings us to the present. Everything is going well for me financially, all by myself. So I firmly believe in this sowing and reaping, because it definitely works for me.